Hello, hello. Looks like it is muted there. How many volume? Yep. Okay. Let's see. Stand by, folks. Tell if we have any volume. Blah 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 blah.
We don't have a sound
I need
thing.
somebody
So
to tell me if the volume's on.
yeah.
Whoever's watching. Okay. Thank you, Philip Crutchfield. All right, I guess we're on the air. So hi. Yeah, we are having some issues today. My computer is being strange. So, well, you can't get us in frame. Good luck. We're, not the smallest guys in the world. So, hi. But anyway, as you can see, we're both using this one computer today because mine is kind of messed up. So we are joining you for the high school football gridiron report from Beef O'Brady's here in Stark. It'll be Corey Davis and I'm Marty Pallman, and you'll be looking at two heads and one screen here tonight. So, but that's the way it is, at least for here. We're supposed to have Mike Ridaught with us. We'll see. I mean, may not work now because again I only have this one.
How about that?
There we go. That looks good right there. But a lot to talk about this week. Again, Mike's supposed to be our guest in about 5 to 10 minutes. We may see if he can come on and just kind of put his head in the middle here and talk to us. But anyway, this is what we're dealing with here tonight. So here we are. Looking back last week on week 8, and by the way, we have 3 weeks left. 3 weeks left in the regular season, Corey, for FHSAA teams, even less for some of the SSAA teams.
Right.
And a lot of them. And last week you were at Interlochen again, big game with Bell, and I was over. Well, we never got on the air at Menendez. The weather was terrible over there, rained on and off. But Bishop Kenny got the win. They are the district champs as well. So we're going to be seeing some postseason for them, which again is not a month away because don't forget we have 3 weeks left plus a bye week for everyone before the playoff starts. So about another month before the postseason gets going.
I think like November 14th is when it actually starts.
Exactly a month. So we're busy covering volleyball districts this week, though. But several teams secured playoff bids by winning district titles. Creekside, who's only 4-4, but they were able to win their district in 7A last week, beating Atlantic Coast. No problem there. South Lake, they're having a really good year. At 7-1, they win their district title in class. Russell Holly down there. That's right. We like to talk about him. Vanguard, who didn't play last week, but I guess still got a district title, qualified for the playoffs despite a bye. So
well, they won it 2 weeks.
They won it 2 weeks ago.
I just didn't realize they.
I think they beat
the Canto.
The Canto, right? So, and then I was at Leesburg, Gainesville on Thursday. That was an ugly game, and Gainesville was eliminated from district. Really, they're from postseason play pretty much. Leesburg beat them. And by the way, I'll be at Citizens Field tomorrow night for Williston. See Robbie Pruitt come in with his team. They've won 6 in a row. They'll take on Gainesville again. So no game Friday night at Citizens Field because of Florida homecoming. Buholtz is off. Eastside is playing. Eastside is off too, I guess. Yeah, both teams. They're playing. They're off this week too. Sorry. Speaking of Eastside, they clinched the district title last week as well. Big win for them in Class 3A over South Sumter in OT. That was a thrilling game at Citizens Field.
Eastside's on the road.
That's right.
That's where our boy Mike will be.
Oh, he said the Sandalwood. That's right.
Yeah.
So, see his alma mater, and if their losing streak continues for Sandalwood. But
0-9.
But Eastside did clinch the district title last week. St. Augustine, they clinched the district title as they beat Clay badly, 56-7. Mitchell Bishop Kenny in 3A. District 4 got the win. They are district champs, defeating Menendez 42-7. Bowls rolls. No problem. They beat Baldwin in the first game. Yeah.
Roll.
No problem with Andrew Jackson last week. So they had a running clock as well. And Trinity Christian, despite only being 2-4,
3-4. Well,
3-4 now going in, went to Episcopal and blew out the Eagles, and that was for the district title. So Trinity Christian, despite being 3-4 now, they're district champs as well in 1A. So as you say, Creekside, third win in a row since a 1-4 start. They're 4-4. South Lake is 6-1 and 3-0 now as they defeated Horizon 54-14 and 6A District 6. Creekside winning 7A District 1. Vanguard 4A District 5. They won that September 26th with a win against the Canto. St. Augustine winning the 4A3 title with a 56-7 win over Clay. Bishop Kenny, the 3A4 title. Eastside stunning South Sumter 27-21 in the 3A5 championship on Friday. And
speaking of Mike, there he is.
Bowls clinching the 2A District 4 title with a win against Jackson Trinity Christian. 3-4 and 2-0, winning the 1A District 2 title. Mike, come on in because we are on one computer tonight.
We're doing this old school.
We're going to do three.
Can they hear me?
2 and 3 heads. Yeah, you can hear you. We're just talking in through the computer. So anyway, that was not exactly the way I had this planned, but anyway.
This computer's acting
By
up.
the way, Eastside is playing my alma mater.
Yeah,
That's
we
what he said.
literally just
That's what I
talked
said.
about that.
Speaking of Mike.
Speaking of Mike, we mentioned Mike. He
He's
is.
lost 28 in a row.
Yeah, they have. He. This is the voice of high school football in North Central Florida and the sports director at Main Street Daily News, and just came from his Prep Zone show in Gainesville.
Yeah, I had the Eastside girls and boys swim team on the show. Eastside boys have won 10 straight district titles. They finished 4th in the state last year. Girls finished 7th in the state. They're going to get a tougher matchup, though, because Bishop Kenny just moved into their district last year.
Yeah. Well, we talk football here, Mike. So
Yeah, right.
But no, that's good. That's who you had on the show tonight. So
District tournaments are next week for swimming and
Yeah.
all these fall sports. are
volleyball
wrapping
this
up.
week. We've been covering volleyball. We were talking. Corey was at St. John's Country Day in Arch Park, where I was at Newberry and Mike was at Gainesville High. So St. John's Country Day, though, took care of Peniel.
It was 25-22, 25-22, 25-14.
Close for 2 sets.
Yeah, they were in the second set. Pinal was up 18-14 and let it slip away. And if they win that set, who knows what happens? But
Yeah.
St. John's Country Day was taller.
Right. And I was at Newberry. Boy, they took care of Palaca, no problem. Scored the first 10 points of that game. Won the first set 25-15. It was 25-17, 25-14. Not really close, as Palaca had beaten them in 5 sets during the season. So Hank Rohn, who works the games Friday nights with Mike on 106.9 IM Country. He's the volleyball coach at Newberry, former Florida football player. He wins his 100th game at Newberry. They will host Keystone Heights in their district, and Mike will be at Oak Hall and St. Francis tomorrow night in Gainesville after the big win for St. Francis last night against McClay.
Yeah, in fact, they had to win twice at McClay. They won on Monday in the quarterfinal. They had to go all the way to Tallahassee to play a quarterfinal game against a team that was from Niceville, which I guess it was helpful for Rocky Bayou Christian. But then they had to turn around and go back to Tallahassee on Tuesday to play McClay, the top seed.
Yeah. So, right. That was a big win for them. And now they get an Oak Hall team that started the year, I think, 4-9. And now they've gotten hot under Perry McDonald, their coach, returning. So that'll be tomorrow night's game. Mike will be there. I'll be at Citizens Field for the football game, Gainesville and Williston. And
I'll be watching college football tomorrow.
Watching college football. I'll be doing that on Saturday. But so anyway, we talked about the teams that clinched district titles last week, Mike. And as you cover Gainesville, Ocala, pretty much. Eastside was again for them was this 3 and 4 years under Gator Hoskins. They nearly won it last year, and this year they beat South Sumter. I think it surprised a lot of people. South Sumter came in and only lost a bit to Bradford. And Eastside took them out at overtime. Thrilling game at Citizens Field.
I think that Gator would like to see them have put together a complete game, have a quicker start. We saw them lose, or they were behind big against Rickards earlier in the year and had to, come back in the second half. Same thing with South Sumter. They were behind 13-0 in that game. Game ended up going into overtime. I mean, credit Eastside, for making adjustments, finding a way to pull it out. It was a big win for Eastside. And the Rams actually have moved up. They are up to number 85 overall in the latest FHSA rankings. They moved up to number 8 in Class 3A, and they're also third now in 3A Region 2. So Eastside's having a really good year this year.
Yeah, Eastside winning their district title. We talk about Ocala too. Vanguard had already clinched the district title. I don't know if you haven't seen Vanguard yet, I guess, this year, have you?
I didn't because I didn't.
They played
broadcast their game
Buchholz.
against Buchholz.
Yeah, only loss was way back in week 1 by 2 points, and but Vanguard already clinched their district title as well. And looking around the other teams in Gainesville, I guess a game you were supposed to do last week, but. Unfortunately, and last week was messed up. Like I was saying, my game, I didn't even broadcast our game last week. But because of the weather, University Christian, thought was going to be, you couldn't broadcast that game. It's going to be outside. They were playing Hawthorne. Hawthorne got a big win at University Christian in that game.
Hawthorne has kind of slowly been moving up. When the first FHSA rankings came out, I was surprised that Hawthorne was 9th. because of their strength of schedule, which was a negative number.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like just under -1.
That's changed.
Even though they had played Oakleaf, they had played Florida High. Yeah, it's funny because they were off for 2 weeks, and their strength of schedule went from a negative to a positive without even playing any games.
Yeah, it is weird. And then
Well, it's because it's your opponents and your opponents.
Yeah.
Right.
And Newberry's been winning. UC's been winning. So I guess they've got some of those opponents up there. Maybe Florida High. That's since they played them. So yeah, I mean, not bad. And I don't know.
How about Madison County? Madison County keeps dropping. Their
schedule is ridiculous.
The toughest schedule in the state.
Yeah, I mean, they just played Reigns,
But
and they actually were close with Reigns.
Can they get in the postseason?
Yeah.
The top 16 teams. I think they're 13th right now.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that they
They
will.
keep dropping.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only
I
problem.
think they'll beat. I think they can beat Apopka. I think they can beat Florida High.
Yeah,
Obviously, if they get in, I think they've got a chance to.
right.
Get
They're
another
going to
run.
be tough.
Yeah.
I agree. And but yeah, so Hawthorne, though, mentioning them with a win. Bradford beating Newberry last week. So Corey and I were saying Bradford did not clinch the district title officially. Santa Fe
Oh, they did
still.
not.
No, I thought they did, but no, actually, if Santa Fe wins, it's a 3-way tie.
That Santa Fe plays Bradford next week.
Yeah.
And that game is
It's
here, I
funny
believe, at
because I
Stark.
think-
Yeah, I'm pointing behind me.
I either heard it on your show or the Florida Times Union or somebody reported that Bradford had won the district title. We were going to broadcast Bradford Santa Fe, and I said, okay, well, since they can't win the district championship, we won't broadcast
Oh, really?
that game now.
I think you should do it again.
So we're doing instead Williston and Newberry, which got moved from Friday to Thursday. Our radio station carries Jaguar football, but the Jags are off next week, so there's no coaches show on Thursday night. So we're going to do a high school football on a Thursday night next week.
Okay. So you can't do Santa Fe Bradford. Oh, but as it turns out, which will
I think
officially.
Bradford will probably win that game pretty easy. I saw Santa Fe. That was a game that we did instead of the Hawthorne University Christian game.
Yeah.
And they rolled against Keystone, which is no surprise.
And this game will be in Bradford, though, right? Santa Fe Bradford.
It will
Okay,
be
that's right.
Yeah.
And Santa Fe, Corey and I were just talking. Santa Fe's playing tomorrow night against Lake Weir, apparently, because of
Thursday night.
it's the Alachua County
Right.
schools off for homecoming, which is why we're at GHS.
And Santa Fe right now is, again, the top 8 teams make the playoffs in 2A Region 2. Santa Fe dropped 1 spot. They're now 7th in the region.
1 spot ahead of Newberry, which
And they're 1
Newberry
spot,
just
yeah.
beat them.
1 spot ahead of Newberry. But again, there's not that much separation between the 2 teams as far as the rankings in the state. Santa Fe's 214, Newberry's 224, so that lets you know that they're pretty close.
But here's the thing to understand. Even Newberry is 8 right now. They're not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because the teams behind him are going to win the district.
Right.
Oh,
So-
good point. Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
I think it's
true.
Avon Park. I
Yes.
think.
That's true. Yeah.
So, this is the North Florida High School football report. I'm Marty Pallman. He's Corey Davis. That is Mike Ridaught. Yeah, it is a little different tonight. And we are at Before Brady's in Stark. We're using one computer here, so we're all on one screen. So hi, how you doing? But I mean, we're getting into the playoff. It's kind of cool because I like talking about the playoff picture because now the FHSA releases the every week, every Tuesday now.
We just have to
numbers.
wait.
Yeah.
I hate the regular season ends at the end of this month, and then we have to wait 2 weeks.
2
before
weeks. Yeah,
playoffs.
that bye week now, which is
I guess we could watch some SSAA football.
yeah.
Well, there's actually a couple of games.
There are some made-up games. Deland and Spruce Creek are
Beachside
playing that
and
week.
Beachside Middleburg are playing that week. Spruce Creek and DeLand are playing that week.
Okay.
Both of those
Spruce
will
Creek
likely
and DeLand.
decide the district.
Yeah, that one will wait. Middleburg and who?
Beachside
Beachside.
Beachside.
Oh, that's right. No, it's Fleming Island.
or Fleming Island.
Yeah, that game got canceled last week.
Yeah.
That wasn't far from where I was. I guess Beachside couldn't play, but
Yeah.
but yeah. Speaking of that, let's take a look at some of the playoff pictures. 7A District 1, as Corey just mentioned, DeLand and Spruce Creek both unbeaten. They actually started this game 2 weeks ago. DeLand was up 14-0,
Mhm.
and then it was postponed. That will be played that week, I think, Monday.
November 4th. Yeah.
4th, yeah.
Every game has to be done by November 4th. November 5th is when they allegedly are going to release the bracket.
Yeah, Orange City University is struggling this year, 1-6, 0-2. They have been eliminated. Flagler Palm Coast can actually still make this a race. If they can win at Spruce Creek, then it could cause a 3-way tie if Spruce Creek beat the Land. So, yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at there. 7A District 5, we don't really talk Westport's in the area. They've been eliminated.
Right.
That's going to be between West Orange and Ocoee. They'll play October 21st for the title. Westport is 1-7, 0-3. 6A2, this is huge. Next week, Oakleaf and Mandarin will play 6-1 and 7-1 to play for the 6A2 title. That's going to be a lot of fun. Those two teams are excellent. They played in the playoffs last year in the first round. Oak Cliff took out Mandarin early on. First Coast and Fletcher have been eliminated, but both could get a wild card. Fletcher's having a really pretty good year. They played a tough schedule. First Coast, not bad. We'll see them Friday night against Bishop Kenny, so that's a big game for them out of district. 6A District 3, Buholtz is now 2-0 after beating Sequoia Creek. They're 7-1 overall. Bartram Trail is 1-1 in the district, 2-5, and Nice is 5-2, 1-1. All are still alive. Sequoia Creek has been eliminated. Buholtz has Bartram Trail left, so Bartram can cause a tie there if Nice can beat Sequoia Creek. And
how about the Bears? I mean, they were winless. They won back-to-back games.
2-5, yeah.
And if they can figure out a way to beat Buholtz,
it's gonna be tough.
They could win the district title.
They're not going to beat you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying anything can happen.
That's why they play the games. But I would agree with Mike. I don't think they're going to beat Buholtz. But that's not this year. And there have been past years where Bartram Trail has beaten and could beat Buholtz. I don't think this is one of those years. But anyway, that's in 6A2. 5A3, as Corey said, big log jam. We got Beachside 5-1 and 1-0. Fleming Island 3-3, 1-1. Middleburg. Didn't we say Middleburg was going to start playing real teams last week?
They finally played a real team.
Ponte Vedra beat them 41-14. Yeah. But they're 6-1 and 1-1. They're still in it. Ponte Vedra's 5-2 and 2-1. The only team that's been eliminated, Orange Park.
Right.
3-4 and 0-2. So they are out. But yeah, Beachside still has a matchup with Middleburg. Fleming Island has to play Beachside as well. So a couple of big games there. Ponte Vedra is actually 2-1. So they are finished, I think, with district play now as they wait to see what happens. So anyway, Orange Park is out. 5A District 4, Mainland. Mainland, who's 4-2 and 1-0, can clinch the title with a win October 24th over Bellevue. This is quite a scenario here. Mm-hmm. Bellevue win would create a three-way tie with Matanzas, 5-3, 1-1. And when Mike was talking about Bartram Trail's not going to beat Buholtz, I wouldn't think Bellevue's going to beat Mainland. But,
Bellevue is improved, though.
They're better.
Year.
They are.
Yeah.
But Mainland still is, they're always
right.
Matanzas having a pretty good year. They might get a wild card there. We'll see. That's in 5A4. 4A4, Ed White can clinch with a win October 24th at Riverside at district game. Ed White's 6-1, Riverside 2-0. Poor Inglewood was eliminated on Friday
67-0
by Riverside. Tough year for Inglewood. They're 0-7. The Woods this year, Ingle and Sandal are having tough years.
They should play each other.
I know they really should. Someone would get a win there. But 3A District 2, Wakulla can clinch the title with a win at Baker County on October 24th. If Baker County wins, it would create a three-way tie with Godby. Did Wakulla and Godby?
This play, Wakulla won.
Wakulla did win, so they're 2-0 in district play. I couldn't find that one. But 3A District 3, Yulee. This is interesting. 7-0 Yulee travels to the Graveyard to battle 6-0 Reigns for the 3A District 3 title. That's, I don't know if Yulee's going to win that game, but that is interesting that both those teams are unbeaten. And will that be this week?
24th.
24th, all in the 24th.
All the games 24th.
I actually gave Yulee one vote in the
I did too. The other 7-0. Ribault has been eliminated. They're the only team eliminated from that district as well. 2A District 5, we mentioned Bradford. They beat Santa Fe October 24th. They will be district champs. Santa Fe, if they win, there will be a three-way tie with Newberry and Bradford. So that's interesting to see. Newberry have a chance to make the postseason?
I was just looking at that right now.
Yeah,
Newberry plays at Fort White. They host Williston.
That's going to be tough.
They close with Trinity Catholic.
Those are tough games. Williston will be a tough one.
I feel like
they got to get to number 7 to make the playoffs.
Right. So I feel like they need to win out.
Yeah.
Well, unless Santa Fe causes havoc, then they. But I'm assuming Bradford's going to be the highest points, probably those three.
Right.
1A District
Santa Fe, I don't know how wiki-watchy is, but that's who they close with after Bradford. I think they can beat Lake Weir, probably lose at Bradford, and then maybe wiki-watchy would be a win. So, again, you're talking about a 7-win team this year. How about the job that Ernest Graham has done with the Raiders? Yeah,
he's done a good job there. A team that won one game the last, I think, 2 years combined.
2-38 the last 3 years.
4 years. Yeah, they've had a hard time. In 1A District 3, University Christian will host Providence for the district title there. Only two teams. Oh, no, wait, no. The one team is limited.
I'll think Impact.
They've beaten them. So, and 1A District 4.
Good God Almighty.
Trinity Catholic will host PK Young for the title. So what you're saying is PK Young can make the playoffs. they win this game.
with a 1-9 record.
Yeah, hey, it's happened before.
It has. But if Trinity Catholic takes care of business, and they've beaten PK Young pretty handily the last, I don't know how many years, they'll win a District 4 title, despite being 2-4. But again, the Celtics are playing a pretty tough schedule throughout the year. Still streaking. Well, the losses keep piling up for, sorry, Mike, Sandalwood, 28 in a row.
Yeah.
And you're going to be there on Friday night to see them play
I've
Eastside.
seen conflicting scores of that first Coast game. I heard you guys mention it was, I think, 14-7.
No,
But then I also
I
saw
think that
Max
was wrong.
Preps, they had it wrong. That doesn't mean that it was right, because the Florida Times Union also had 14-7.
right.
So,
I think it was a bigger margin, but
yeah,
I'm not
and
sure.
they won't beat Eastside. Eastside beat them last year 36-9, I think. So I would, again, unless Eastside has some kind of a letdown coming off that high of winning a district championship, it's possible going on the road. 6:30, I love the kickoff time.
Duval County Public Schools,
I'm
it was 6
excited about
o'clock
that.
for a while there,
Yeah.
So 6:30, never know, running clock. Maybe you're 8:30, 9 o'clock, who
Right.
knows? So that's an early night for you. But, and I'll be at Bishop Kenny on Friday night for First Coast. The Bucks will come in. That's 7 o'clock, so early kickoff there.
And I'll be in South Georgia for 7 o'clock.
It's going to Hilliard. Yeah, basically he'll be in Georgia. So we'll all be in that area on Friday night. Hilliard and Interlochen, as Corey will be. So Sandalwood's lost 28 in a row. I just can't believe that. I mean, we say this every week, but don't you remember that Sandalwood was the team in Duval County for years. They were the public school that they never won the state title, but they were close. They were in the state championship game, 3 or 4 times. This was a powerhouse program, and it's just gone the direct opposite way. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really kind of sad to see, honestly.
Yeah.
But
well, we also say that they should dummy down their schedule and schedule Inglewood and Wolfson
and Rains
and
yeah,
Parker.
and,
No, not play Rains.
No. Oh, you mean W it down? Yeah. Right. They should.
Reball,
they should play more
Inglewood,
Duval County
Wolfson,
public
Parker.
schools. Like that. But I agree. But Bronson's lost 21 in a row. That streak continues. 13 in a row now for West Side. I'll see them next week against Bishop Kenny. 7 in a row for Inglewood, which isn't terrible. And only 4 in a row for Bellevue. Says they already beat Dixie County this year. So those are your losing streaks going on. We start in Ocala, the game of the week, as we look around the areas. Denellen defeating North Marion 28-6. Tony Tanner, 161 yards, 3 touchdowns. Denellen's 4-4 and 1-1. North Marion 2-6 and 0-2. That's 3 District 5. I don't know if Denellen will have a shot at the postseason because Eastside has clinched that district now.
Not likely to get a wild card.
Eastside still has North Marion to play. Yeah, right. So other scores in Ocala, Lake Weir 6, the Battle of the Lakes. Lake Weir 6, Lake Buena Vista 0. Canes are 4-4. Forest 52-0 over Lake Mineola. Does Forest have a chance at the postseason? 4-3 in 6A.
Maybe.
Yeah. Mike saw Forest early in the year against Gainesville.
Yeah.
Lake
It was a
Mineola.
winnable game for Gainesville. Too many mistakes.
Yeah, Lake Mineola, same last week against Leesburg. They had a lot of mistakes in that game. But Lake Mineola is having a rough year. West Orange, speaking of having rough years, Westport. West Orange beats Westport 57-0. That eliminates Westport from any chance at postseason play in their district. They're 1-7. Bellevue goes down to Matanzas 26-6, although, again, the Rattlers can still cause a 3-way tie in that district. And Lake Mary Prep defeated Ocala Christian 40-24.
Which one I want to mention about that game, if you watch the Little League World Series, Lake Mary team that played, they didn't make the World Series this year, but they came really close to making the World Series. A lot of those kids that played on that baseball team play for Lake Mary Prep.
Oh, okay. That
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, and they nearly won another Little League World Series this year.
Yeah.
All right, looking around Gainesville, or as Corey spells it, Gainesville, which is about right.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What a vile place.
Real quick, just to
Gainesville.
piggyback on something you mentioned earlier, can Forest make the playoffs in the FHSA rankings in their region, 6A Region 2? They are actually 9th. So
Okay.
they're
I
on
was
the
on the
outside
bubble.
looking in. I mean,
I honestly don't know their
Right.
district. Can they win their district? I'm not even sure who's in their district this
Forest, no, they lost to South Lake.
Yeah.
year. South Lake was the district. Okay, they won the district. So Forest will have to be a wild card.
And South Lake is second in that region.
Yeah, South Lake clinched the district, right? They're 7-1. But looking at Gainesville, Eastside, that was the game of the week. Eastside 27, South Sumter 21 in overtime. Eastside 5-2. They are 2-0 in their district. They won the third district title in 4 years under Gator Hoskins. Fourth consecutive playoff berth after coming from down 13-0 to beat South Sumter's 5-2, 1-1. I assume South Sumter's still most likely in the playoffs. I know I think they were third in the region before that game.
By the way, I had a great headline. I was going to write an article until I saw that the guy from The Guardian, and it was posted on the Gainesville Sun website, wrote an article about them winning. But I was going to title it, Eat 'em Up, Gator.
It's good. I like that. Yeah,
Like it.
I just think it's funny that we talk about he's another guy who's back at his alma mater. All that Alachua County is full of that. But he's the only one. You see you got Cornelius Ingram, you've got Willie Jackson, Ian Scott. You got all these former Gators, Ernest Graham, all these former Gators coaching, but the guy actually named Gator didn't play at Florida. He played at Marshall. Yeah, had a really good career there, but an East Side guy. But yeah, he's an East Side grad, so yeah, he's doing a really good job there at East Side as they head towards the postseason again, 4 years in a row. Mentioned Hawthorne 42-29 at University Christian. They're 5-1 now. Big win on the road. Richard Roundtree, 16-26, 206 yards, 2 touchdowns. Wasn't that Richard Roundtree Shaft? Wasn't that the name of the actor who played Shaft or something like that? But Darian Bowie had 7 catches, 103 yards, another Bowie in the score.
He's had a big year.
Raheem Moore, another Bowie there, as we say. And Raheem Moore, 5 for 87 and a touchdown. Hawthorne's just rolling along, 5-1.
And they'll play Thursday, tomorrow, at Denellen.
Oh, they're playing tomorrow.
Yeah, that is tomorrow. Yeah.
All the Alachua public schools, I guess, are doing that. But Hawthorne, Hawthorne quietly just kind of keeps winning. I mean, we don't always talk about them a lot, but
because they were offered back-to-back weeks.
That's true. They've only played 6 games to this point. That's a good point.
They only played 8 total.
Bradford, they moved one step closer to locking down the 2A5 title, 28-7 over Newberry, 7-1 and 2-0 in the district. Newberry now 3-4 and 3-1. 4 shutouts this year for Bradford. They fell 2 opponents to 7 points, Eastside and Newberry, and then South Sumter and Mandarin scored 12 and 14 points, 49 total points for 8 games. And in that Mandarin game, which they lost, it was an interception return, a punt return for touchdowns. Right. So they really have only allowed 35 points.
They're only giving up 6.5 points a game.
Their defense is, it's ridiculous. Newberry got a touchdown against them somehow, but they didn't get enough to win that game. But Mike, I don't know if you've seen Bradford yet, but
I haven't. No.
But I mean, we had Jamie Rogers on a few weeks ago. This team, that program has always been predicated on defense. It seems like
since he's been there for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And that's his thing. They play defense and they score enough points to win. Yeah. That's usually what it is. But they're tough. I mean, this is a team that played for a state title 2 years ago against Cocoa, and this team looks like they could make a run again.
They're actually second in the region behind the Villages.
Yeah, the Villages are unbeaten.
Every single week it goes back and forth.
Yeah, the Villages is undefeated. They've been rolling teams too down there as well. Santa Fe, this is where Mike was on Friday, beat Keystone Heights 35-0.
35-6. Keystone scored with about 3 minutes playing.
I think they posted the wrong score because they did that.
I actually went on Max Preps and corrected it.
They did that for the Bishop Kinney game. They had 42-0, and I went in and said, no, it's 42-7. Everybody was asking me this, and Josh Wilson, and they had it wrong. But, so Santa Fe, either way, they had a running clock, so they're still alive for 2 8 5.
4th and goal that Keystone scored on. Otherwise, Santa Fe would have pitched a shutout.
The former Bobcat, Josiah Powell, 164 yards, 1 touchdown.
That was in the first half, too.
Yeah, that's but Santa Fe 5. Are they 6-2 now? Aren't they? Are they 5-2? I think they're
Santa Fe
6-2.
5-2. That's 3 games.
Oh, they haven't had a. They've had a bye already. That's right. Keystone Heights 0-7. Tough year for the Indians and Keystone. Brantford, this was a big win for the Bucks, going to Trenton and winning 30-13. Trent land 9 of 15, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns. Maurice Vogt 5 catches, 134 yards, and a score. 6-2 is Brantford now. Trenton's dropped 2 in a row after a 5-0 start, but that schedule was toughened up for Trenton the last 2 weeks with Chiefland and Brantford. Mike, I think Trenton's still got a pretty good chance at being in the playoffs, though, with their record at 5-2.
Yeah, they are in the latest FHSA ranks. They did drop a spot. Brantford moved up 2 spots. Brantford's now 12. Trenton is 9th.
Yeah, so Brantford, I'm surprised is that low, but they're going to be moving up, I think, as well at 6-2. Heard Coach Friday on with Steve Russell on WRUF in Gainesville, so it was good to hear.
I think Yeah, was it last week that they recognized the 2 state championship teams?
Yes, it was the Chiefland game.
2013 and 2015 state title teams.
I think it was Chiefland because it wasn't at the Oak Hall game. We were there for that game, but the week before.
But there's another coach that has done well in his first year, 5 wins with a chance to, Lafayette's going to be a tough matchup. And actually, I think that's the reunion is this week, this Friday.
Who are they playing this week?
They play against Lafayette.
Yeah, that's right. They do have
I
Lafayette.
think they
this week.
recognize those 2 state championship
That's right.
teams this Friday.
I think they had the softball
week before was
championship.
when they gave the championship ring.
Yeah, for softball. That was against Chiefland. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
sure they did that on purpose.
They've got Moorhaven on senior night next week.
Yeah.
And at Brooksville Central. So, yeah, they've got a really good chance of making the playoffs in his first year.
Yep. Big win for Chiefland. They go on the road and hand Taylor County their first loss of the season. Chiefland 6 in a row. They're 7-1. Only lost to Baker County this year. They win 30-15. The Indians. Chiefland again. This is a team that's under the radar, but they've got a good chance, I think, to make a run
They
in a rural
flip-flopped
class.
Taylor County in those rankings, so they're up to number 2 now behind Bluntstown.
Right. So that's a big. Heck is this? Chiefland with a win though, 30-15 against Taylor County. Meanwhile, in where Corey was, Bell 42, Interlochen 24. It says special teams meltdowns helped Bell pull away in the fourth straight win, third straight win over Interlochen.
Well, Bell never had to drive like 80 yards.
Really?
It was the special teams, the punting game set up Bell touchdowns because the ball was snapped over someone's head or nobody was back there. They were going for it on their own 15-yard line. They were going to they went to a hard count to try to draw them off sides.
Yeah.
And the center snapped the ball on 1. They were going on 2. The ball goes over the quarterback's head. Nobody's back there. Bell falls on it on the 1-yard line. Next play, they score. And Landon Williams, 209 yards, 28 carries,
He's
4
starting to come
touchdowns.
on a little bit.
Yeah, we were talking about early in the year he wasn't really doing as much, and they started 0-4, and now.
I think it was
But they
because had
played
some
Trenton.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
also
did
had
have a
some
tough
injuries.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but they're 4-4 now. They've turned it around.
In the last 4 games, they basically have played nobody, but they're 4-4 now.
Other scores in the Gainesville area: Leesburg over Gainesville 17-7. I was at that game on Thursday night in the rain and the wind, and that was fun. They're 2 and Gainesville now 2-5. Buholtz, no problem. Speaking of rain, they go to Coy Creek and win that game Friday night in the rain, 42-7 in St. Augustine. So the Bobcats now 7-1. They are off this week, getting closer to another district title. Columbia did clinch a district title, I believe.
No.
Yeah, they did. I thought they
No,
did.
St. Augustine.
I'm sorry, St. Augustine's district. I was thinking of St. Augustine. St. Augustine clinched, but Columbia beat Ridgeview 44-0. Columbia's heading to the postseason at 7-1. Baker County, well, poor Swanee, 1-6 now. Baker County gets a win that they needed, 28-21. That keeps them in line for a possible district title. Swanee now 1-6. That was an overtime game. Oak Hall, tough loss for them to Old Plank, 22-20. Back-to-back losses for the Eagles. They're 5-2. PK Young against Specially Fit Academy, they lose 50-7. They were not specially fit in this game. My goodness. But again, here's the good news for Lake Jackson's team. They can win the district title.
All they got to do is win one game.
Like at 0-7, you got to love it with these 2-team districts. Bronson now 0-8. They lose 46-6 to Seven Rivers Christian. Ouch for Dixie County. We said last week who scheduled this game in Bluntstown. 74-0. Bluntstown wins. Dixie's 1-7. I know. They're a team that they're going to be in the state, probably maybe the state championship game.
Josh Wilson told me that a couple weeks ago that Bluntstown got like 25 transfers.
Yeah.
Before the season started.
They might win the role this year.
I mean, they're loaded.
Yeah, and they're going to be there at least. But I don't know why Dixie County would take that trip all the way to Bluntstown for that. But they're 1-7 now. Fort White gets a win, 49.
They can't, like a college team, come away with a fat check.
Get $100,000 check or $500,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? Fort White defeats Zarephath Academy 49-6. Zarephath, I think, has played every team in the Gainesville area this year. Fort White 4-3. And Williston, again, we mentioned them 6 in a row for Coach Pruitt's team, 6-1 now in the season. They beat Pearson Taylor 42-0. We'll see them tomorrow night against the Gainesville Hurricanes.
Think about that matchup if they play again, Williston and Chiefland. Last year after Williston lost to Chiefland in the season opener, they beat them when it counted the most in the first round of playoffs.
They have a chance to do that this year.
Yeah, same thing, right?
They lost way back in week 1 at overtime.
I remember following that game, and it might be the best game of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a double overtime, triple overtime kind of game.
And I think
This year's game or like, yeah.
This year.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Louisville commit, John Adams,
Yeah.
ended up scoring the winning.
That game was at Williston, I believe. So was it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
was that Williston?
All right, let's take a look at Jacksonville now. Big scores from last week. Bishop Kenny, as we mentioned, beat Menendez 42-7. They are 5-2. Third district title in
When's the last time they had a
4 years.
competitive game?
Bishop Kenny?
Yeah.
The beachside game 3 weeks ago. It was 30.
I mean, every time we do the scores, it's like Bishop Kenny is rolling, running clock,
Well,
running
you
clock,
know what?
running
I was
clock.
saying that in 7 games this year, they've had 5 running clock games. The only games that were not running clocks, University Christian in week 1, who they beat by 1. Beachside, who they lost to by 4.
Mm-hmm.
But the other games, they had 3 games themselves they won, or 4 now with a running clock, and 1 against them, Bulls. So, yeah, they've had a lot of those. And that might continue this week and next 2 weeks. I don't know if First Coast will, West Side next week probably, and then Providence. I don't see it getting a whole lot different. But they that district is there. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Ponte Vedra 41, Middleburg 14. Exhibition games are probably over, and Broncos get first loss.
Well, you know,
Their schedule has been pretty.
a certain someone was like, "Put some respect on our name. We're undefeated."
Somebody
I'm like,
who's a Middleburg grad. Yeah.
talk to me when you finally start playing somebody.
did.
And they finally started playing somebody, and they lost.
And you were right. You were right. So poor Josh. At least his team might make the playoffs.
Put some respect on Ponte
At
Vedra's
least
name.
Middleburg can still make the postseason. Orange
Yeah.
Park is out. But I
That's
don't know
true.
Why did he put this under big ones? The battle of winless teams. Terry Parker beats Westside 32-14.
Well, because somebody had to win.
So Parker, that's a district game too.
Yeah.
Parker gets the win, 32-14 over Westside. They're 1-5, and that's Westside 0-7. Westside probably going to go winless now. In the rain, Mandarin gets by Fletcher 22-13. Another big win for Mandarin in district play, as they're 7-1. Trinity Christian they have played quite a schedule, and they go to Episcopal no problem, 49-7. Even though Trinity's only 3-4, they are district champs once again. Episcopal 6-2. See if they make the postseason as a wild card there in 1A. Episcopal having a good year, but that was a tough loss. St. Joe's, we don't talk about St. Joe's a lot.
Right.
In St. Augustine, 7-0. They played on Saturday and beat West Oaks Academy 35-22. Their quarterback, Cody Ott, 16-24, 182 yards, 2 touchdowns. Asher Glisson, 21 carries, 123 yards, and a touchdown, 5 tackles on defense. Jack Powers, 3 catches, 46 yards, and a score. Also had 2 sacks and 5 tackles for loss. And we don't talk about them, but they kind of quietly also go along mostly undefeated most seasons.
They were undefeated last year until the last game of the year. They played Interlochen, and Interlochen beat them.
Right.
And it just kind of caught us off guard because Interlochen's kind of up and down. And
yeah.
They found a way to beat St. Joe, and they play St. Joe next week after they play Hilliard.
Yeah. Other scores in Jacksonville, Oakleaf beat First Coast 24-7. That eliminates First Coast pretty much from district play there. Oakleaf and Mandarin will play for that district title. St. Augustine clinching their district title 56-7 win at Clay. Ed White 49-6 over Sandalwood. Ed White 6-1. Nice, big win for them, 10-0 over Bartram Trail. So Nice still will probably make the playoffs. May not win the district 5-2, but they've already lost to Buchholz. But still have a chance to make the playoffs. Riverside, they still have a shot at a district title. 67-0 over Inglewood. They're 2-6 overall, though. Generals have had a pretty tough schedule. Rains goes to 6-0, 27-14 over Madison County. I mentioned Madison County 2-5, but man, they play. Their schedule's crazy. I mean,
Recently played Pace, and they also played Rains.
Mm-hmm.
how they played just last week, and they actually were close with Rains,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah,
And they played a team in rural classification.
they have not. They don't. all
They
year.
don't. Yeah,
No,
I figured. And
no.
they're
Getting back to the district championships, this really goes, I guess, for any district. If 2 teams are tied, don't they take the highest ranked team?
they do.
No, if it's 2 teams head to head.
Are you sure?
If it's 3, they go to the ranking system.
Really? I thought they went to the ranking system.
No.
for 2 now.
If they're tied, it's head to head.
No, I thought it was
Okay.
points. Yeah.
If it's 3 or more,
I mean,
they
that
go to the
makes
ranking.
sense, but I thought they had changed that too. But
Yeah.
I guess you're right. If it's a 3-way tie, it makes more sense. But Baldwin 41-13 over Wolfson.
Hey, Baldwin
5-2
only gave
now.
up 13 points.
Yeah, I know, right? To Wolfson.
I mean,
Who's
averaging
3-5.
like 35 points on
And
defense.
giving up like 40.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, Bowles won that district, so Baldwin will have to see if they can make it as a wild card in 2A. Speaking of Bowles, 48-0 over Jackson. They clinched the district title. in 2A. They're 6-1. Jackson 3-4. Impact Christian over Paxton 25-14. Eaglesview 13. Keswick Christian 6. NFEI 34. Port Orange Atlantic 12. Christchurch 50-21 of our Harvest Community. Yulee 28-0 against Fernandina Beach. They beat another Nassau County team, and they are 7-0. Fernandina Beach 5-3. How about West Nassau going all the way to Satellite, and they're 8-1 now. They only lost to Yulee. So they won at Satellite 26-13.
That was Satellite's first loss too.
Yeah, so good win there for West Nassau. They're in the SSAA along with Fernandina as well. All right, looking at the schedule this week, as you said, there are 4 games tomorrow night in Jacksonville. Bowles and Riverside are playing.
Not sure why they're playing on Thursday.
Yeah, Bowles will host Riverside, which I guess will be on 1010XL tomorrow night. You can hear that game in Jacksonville. Santa Fe, Lake Weir at Santa Fe tomorrow night. Hawthorne is at Denell and Williston at Gainesville. So you have 3 Alachua County schools, public schools in action due to Florida homecoming tomorrow night. Friday, you have Nice at Atlantic Coast, Creekside and Rains. That should be a good one. 2 district champs.
I got it backwards. East side. No,
that's right. East side's at Sandalwood. Yeah.
Right.
Yulee travels to Flagler Palm Coast. That'll be a tough test to go down there for Yulee. Bishop Kenny hosting First Coast. Oakleaf is at Ed White. That'll be a really good game. That might be the game of the week. Oakleaf at Ed White. Bartram Trail at St. Augustine. In the past, this has been a really good game. Not sure about this year, but Bartram Trail has been struggling. Menendez at Tacoy Creek. We do have some district games. 5A District 3, Beachside at Middleburg, which for Middleburg is an elimination game. They need to win that.
Definitely.
If they're going to stay in the district race. Orange Park at Ponte Vedra. Ponte Vedra's still in there, a chance to win the district or get a wild card. Parker will be at Fleming Island. Fernandina Beach at Clay, Ridgeview at Impact Christian. Jackson and Inglewood. See if Inglewood can get a win. Taylor County and Swanee. Swanee's schedule just
Taylor County.
Taylor County is going to be ready to go there. Baldwin and Ribault. West Side at Stanton, Leon, and Bradford. That'll be a pretty good ball game here at Stark.
Talk about a butt whooping. Keystone and Chiefland.
Keystone Heights, Chiefland. Yeah, poor Keystone.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, poor Keystone. Chiefland's on fire right now. Newbury at Fort White. That should be a good ball game. Crescent City at Palaca. It's the Putnam County battle. Corey will not be at that game. It'll be Mark, right?
Yeah.
Crescent City, Palaca, who just started playing last year again?
Yeah, first time since 1977.
Yeah, 2 Putnam County rivals there. Providence at Kipbold City. Lincoln and Trinity Christian. That'll be a good ball game in Jacksonville. Lincoln makes the trip over. NFEI at PK Young. Trinity Catholic and Union County. Two teams having tough years, although both Union, we kind of expected a little bit. Trinity has just had a really tough schedule. Bronson and Windermere Prep, Interlochen and Hilliard. That's where Corey will be. Paxton at Wildwood. That's a long trip for Paxton. Go down there. Umatilla at Pearson Taylor. Umatilla has been rolling in the SSA. Dixie County and Hamilton County. Lafayette at Trenton. That should be a good ball game in Trenton. Davenport at Forest and Ocala. That's a 6A. That is a district game. 6A District 6.
Talk about a trip.
Palm Beach Central comes to Ocala to play Vanguard.
Yeah, that's a nice little trip there.
Yeah, that is. Zephyr Hills is at South Sumter. Countryside Christian at St. John Lutheran. I got a lot of buys this week.
Yeah.
Baker County, Bell, Brantford, Buchholz, all the Bs. Columbia, Episcopal, Fletcher, Mandarin, Matanzas, North Marion, Ocala Christian, University Christian, West Nassau, Westport, and Wolfson. So all those teams are on a bye. All right, so we have covered a look back at last week, a look ahead at this week's game. So what is it time for?
Hold on, before we get to the pick.
Sorry, go ahead.
Since we got Mike here, I wanted to know, Mike, in your opinion, outside of Buchholz, who would be in your top 10 in the Gainesville area?
Tough one.
Like name my top 10 teams or
Yeah. Like,
who's gonna be
they don't have to
two
like.
behind Buchholz.
Yeah. Well, obviously
yeah.
Buchholz is number one.
So
like,
I would say Hawthorne's right behind him.
Are we going to include, like, for the Main Street Daily News, our coverage area? Because we cover all of Alachua County. We also cover Columbia County. We cover Swanee County. So,
but you don't do Lafayette.
The Tri-County area. We don't cover Lafayette, though,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
Chiefland's in the area. Chiefland would be
Chiefland, Williston.
I would put Chiefland number 2.
Hawthorne, I
behind
think,
Buchholz.
would be right. Still,
I would have Hawthorne up there again with, just based on what they've been able to do the last 5-6 years, with Hawthorne looking for their 6th straight state championship game appearance, Buchholz looking for their 5th straight state semifinal appearance. You got to put those two teams up there, 1 and 2, Buchholz 1, Hawthorne 2. Behind them, again, if I can include like Columbia,
Mhm.
I'd put Columbia up there.
Right.
I'd put Eastside up there. You
Yeah.
know, they've had a nice year. Chiefland, I'd probably put in there that top 5.
Yeah.
Williston, there's not much separation obviously between Williston and Chiefland, and they've proven that on the football field.
Yeah.
That would probably be my top 5. Then I'm kind of reaching honestly because Santa Fe would probably lead off maybe the second
Even
5.
Newberry this year, maybe even.
Or
Newberry is
you don't include Bradford, right?
yeah, Bradford actually.
Yeah, Bradford would
I
be
would
in
put
there,
Bradford obviously ahead of Santa Fe.
Yeah.
I would put Bradford ahead of Chiefland.
Yeah.
So they would be in my top 5.
I bet they would be along Hawthorne pretty
Yeah.
much. I mean, if I think I would probably
Bradford,
go.
Columbia, I don't know. I mean, as far as who would be ahead of who, I would probably put Columbia ahead of Bradford.
I think
My only question would
you
be
probably would
Columbia
do that.
really hasn't played a tough schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, they played Hillsborough, but Hillsborough's not good.
St. August is district.
Manatee's terrible this year,
Yeah.
but traditionally Manatee's really good.
Right.
And you schedule games, name recognition, and unfortunately it's kind of backfiring this year because those teams are down this year. But outside of St. Augustine, with Manatee being down and Hillsborough being down, I mean, who else is their next biggest win? Probably
Columbia.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
I mean, they're beating up on Ridgeview, which they should.
Look at my cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They
Manatee. Yeah.
played a Coffee County, Georgia.
Coffee
yeah, that's
County,
not a bad
okay.
win.
All right,
Yeah.
that's a good win.
That was a good win. They beat Madison County 9-0 on the road.
I mean,
I remember
Madison-
that game.
Tough to
And
win.
that's
Big
that-
deal.
That was
Really?
2-0 late in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter.
That was a slugfest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think that Columbia is good. I mean, their defense has been really playing well.
yeah.
But,
kind of a disappointing loss to St. Augustine. I didn't expect them to win, but I thought it might be a little bit closer.
That's so good. St. Augustine's good. I mean, they're
But you can almost look at Bradford's schedule too, and
Yeah.
kind of say the same thing. It's not like, for example, they had just a 2-point win at South Sumter.
Well, Southampton.
that's a tough place to win.
Southampton's only got 2 losses.
They lost to a decent Mandarin team,
Yeah.
15-7.
Mandarin's good. Yeah, the Mandarin's only loss has been to IMG.
Yeah, I
so
mean
it's-
they're close. Like I said,
yeah.
I would have them right next to each other,
Right.
in the rankings.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it's Buchholz, and I would probably have Hawthorne in number 2 right now, as far as that goes. If you're talking in Gainesville area, and yeah, I think you might be right about East Side.
Yeah.
The East Side might be number 3 right now.
Yeah, they're starting to climb a little bit, and they should be able to run the table. They've got Sandalwood, as we mentioned this week. They've got North Marion, a district game to wrap things up, and then
Yeah.
they got the city rival game against
The-
Gainesville.
Actually, the only difference is Bradford might be ahead of East Side because they beat East Side. That'd be the only thing.
Yeah, that's
And
true. Yeah,
East Side's only
I agree.
losses were to
yeah. I
they
would
lost to
definitely
Buchholz. They lost to Buchholz. They lost to Bradford. So I mean, those 2 losses are pretty good, really. But yeah, you probably put Bradford there, then maybe Chiefland, Eastside Chiefland, some in that area. All right, so that's a look at everything this week. And by the way, it is 9:00. We will have our college football talk coming up a little bit late tonight again due to technical difficulties. And as you can see, we are on the one screen here from Before Brady's Stark. I'm Marty Pallman. He's Corey Davis. That's Mike Ridaught behind us. Sorry, I don't have a title for him here. The sports director of Main Street Daily News.
I don't need a title. I just need a paycheck.
I understand that. That's right. But time for the picks. Mike can actually get on this as well if he wants this week. Corey and I do this every week. It's my favorite part. And it's my favorite part because right now I'm whipping
He's dominating. That's why.
No, that's not why. I guess it's my
He
favorite
is
part.
kicking my butt.
Yeah, I've been kind of got some luck here.
You were 14-2 last week. I was 12-4 last week. That put you at 78-20.
Okay, that's good.
I am 68-30.
Our college picks are much closer, but
Well, it was much closer earlier, but then mathematical errors. I realized Marty was beating you even worse than I thought. So yeah, going
that
into
was
this
good of you
week,
to admit that.
you got a 10-game lead. So therefore, because you got a 10-game
You made me
lead,
go first.
Mister, you're going first.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I need to go the opposite of whatever you're doing.
Now. Some of these.
All right,
Some
Nice
of
and
these you
Atlantic
can't-
Coast.
Okay, well, if you're going to go the opposite of Nice, good luck. But Nice, I've got Nice in this game on the road, even though it's Atlantic Coast. Nice is one of the top teams in that area. I like Nice to win that game.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I can't go Atlantic Coast on that one.
Mike,
Yeah, I like Nice as well.
okay.
Okay.
Creekside at Rains. This is one of the better games in Jacksonville. Like Creekside has been playing better. They've won 3 in a row, 7A school, but this is at Rains, and Rains in the boneyard, the graveyard.
The graveyard.
Where's the boneyard? I thought somebody's called the boneyard somewhere.
That's the land, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. The graveyard is where Rains plays, and they're going to win this game over Creekside, I think, at home.
All right, we're all going Rains.
I think Rains wins easily.
All right, here's where Mike will be Friday night. East Side at Sandalwood. Do you go on a limb and take Sandalwood? Because I'm taking East Side to win this game.
I'm taking East Side.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta be smart, so I will eventually pick against you. But no,
yeah, these
Are
aren't.
we
I'm
gonna have
going
a
East Side.
spread? Maybe we'll pick against the spread.
No, we don't do that.
Where is there a spread? Oh, I guess I could check out the
Power
whole
rankings.
power ranking
Yeah.
thing, but
Yeah.
Um,
I'm afraid to wait and see how bad they're. And I'm just curious. I'm gonna look while y'all are calling out the game.
we're all going East Side there. Okay.
Yulia Palm Coast.
Yulia Flagler Palm Coast. Well, this will be a tougher game, I think. I know Yulia's got to go on the road, but they're solid. I think. I think Yulia will win again on the road.
Okay.
You sticking with Yulia too,
I can't disagree with you there.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Yulee.
Okay.
Not so fast, my friend.
First Coast at Bishop Kitty. Yeah. Well, I don't know. BK's rolling right now, so yeah, I'm going to take Bishop Kitty at home. First Coast is better this year. They haven't been bad, but I don't think they'll be able to win this one. I'll take Bishop Kitty at home.
As much as I would like to pick First Coast, I got to go with BK.
Yeah, I'm going Crusaders.
Okay. Here we go. Now we're going to start getting into some real games. Oakleaf at Ed White. Oh, man. That's a good one. Both teams have one loss. Ed White lost to Merritt Island, didn't they?
On a last-second field goal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oakleaf lost to Bowles. Well, it's at Ed White. You know what? I'm going to go with the Commanders in this game.
Really? Okay.
I'll take Ed White to win this
I'm going Oakley.
Okay, there you go. See?
Yeah, this is a tough one. Obviously, Ed White kind of quietly putting together a pretty good year. This game is at
Ed White.
Ed White, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Ed White.
Ah, all right.
I said, didn't you go to Hawthorne Oakleaf game?
Yeah, I'm gonna catch that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's Hawthorne's when they lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oakleaf. Well,
Mhm.
okay. Well, that was at Oakleaf. We'll see. Bartram Trail at St. Augustine. Yeah, I'm not going against the Yellow Jackets right now. Give me St. Augustine at home. And they always beat Bartram Trail anyway, it seems like.
Well, back when Bartram was good, this was a very competitive rivalry.
It
game.
was.
And Bartram would occasionally win. But,
Occasionally. Yes.
but St. Augustine's rolling. They're undefeated. Bartram Trail
Yeah.
struggled early, but then started getting better. With that said, give me the Jackets.
Bartram at St. Augustine.
I'm gonna go St. Augustine.
Yeah.
Okay.
St. Johns County rivalry here. Menendez and Tecoy Creek.
You've
Well,
seen both of these, right?
Yeah, and I saw Bishop Kinney blow out both of them. Wasn't overly impressed with Menendez, honestly. I thought Tecoy would have a better year. I saw them like week 2. This game, I don't take Tecoy Creek to win that game at home. We'll say 6A over 3A in this one, maybe.
Man, until last week, I would have picked Menendez,
Man,
but Bishop Kinney destroyed them
yeah,
and knocked them out of the playoffs, likely. But Tecoy Creek's been injured, but I'm going Tecoy Creek.
Yeah. But Tecoy Creek is struggling right now.
yeah, they are a little bit. Menendez isn't exactly lighting the world on fire, but
I almost kind of see this one as a toss-up, but since the game is at Tecoy Creek, I'll go Tecoy Creek.
All right.
it's got the Toros winning that game.
Well, this one should be a no-brainer here.
Well, so it's funny. This is like, if you look at the records, this is one of the better games of the week. Beachside's 5-1. The game with Fleming Island got postponed last week. I'm guessing they're going to play that the week. You said they're going to play the week of the
November 4th. Yeah.
Middleburg 6-1, but come out to lost to Pontevedra. Middleburg have every game at home this year.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Pretty much.
That being said, our friend Josh is listening. Beachside. I like. I've seen them. I like Beachside. They're good. They're really good.
I can't go with the Berg. They haven't played nobody. They finally got exposed.
Yeah.
Got to go with Beachside. Give me the Barracudas.
Barracudas. That team is fun to watch too. I mean, I saw their quarterback throw
Eddie
for
Jordan,
500
yeah.
yards against Bishop Kitty.
Yeah.
It was a close game too. But anyway, Mike, sorry. Beachside at Middleburg.
Yes, Beachside.
I got Beachside. Okay.
Okay.
Lafayette at Trenton.
Ooh, tough one here.
Yeah, and you know what? I picked Branford to beat Trenton last week. I picked against Coach Fry's team a bunch this year.
Lafayette
They beat
coming
Bell.
off an off week too, I think.
Yeah. That being said, though, Trenton's problem right now is they won 5 in a row against some teams. They've lost 2 in a row to some good teams, and I think Lafayette's up there with the cheap ones.
Pull that trigger. Pull that
I'm
trigger.
taking Lafayette.
Oh.
You already put? I'm not picking Trenton. No.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick Trenton.
No.
Dang it.
You want me to help you out here? Maybe I should take it.
Yeah, pick Trenton.
All right, I'll pick Trenton. We'll go out on a limb here.
Yeah.
I think the passing game is going to be too much for Trenton.
Mike's seen Trenton
I
now.
like Lafayette in this one.
Yeah, well, I'm
All
letting
right.
Corey have one here. No. We'll see. That game's at
I
Trenton.
mean, it's going
so.
to be an emotional night. We mentioned that they're going to be celebrating the 2 state championships.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Andrew Thomas is going to be there.
Oh, he is. Okay, good.
Former players.
Yeah.
So, but I still like Lafayette.
I'm assuming they picked
Oh,
this.
because Baker's off this week. That's
Yeah, I about to say, assuming they picked this game because Baker County's not playing.
Yeah.
Because Coach Thomas can be there. All right, Newberry at Fort White. 2 more games. These teams have kind of both been up and down this year.
They're both
Newberry's-
around 500.
Newberry's 3 and 4. They lost their first, I think, 3. Then they won 3. They lost to Bradford. Fort White's 4 and 3. Newberry's been playing better football. I'll take Newberry to win this game.
This is kind of a must-win game for both of them
Yeah, I think Fort White.
because Fort White has dropped to number 50. Well, they actually moved up a spot. They're 15th in the rural classification.
Yeah, their schedule hasn't been
With
as
the top
great
16
this year.
teams getting in, and then Newberry, after the loss, is down to number 8.
In 2A. Yeah.
Yeah.
As much as I would like to
Yeah.
pick Fort White, I can't go against Ed Johnson.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't know about is I heard Kobe Johnson, their quarterback, got hurt. I don't know.
Bradford game.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
If Kobe will be back, but I think it's a game that Newberry probably should win. I'm going to go Newberry.
Okay. Everybody has Newberry there. All right. Lincoln at Trinity. I like this game. But Trinity, again, continues to play just a murderer's row. I'm not actually sure how Lincoln's doing this year at this point.
They're
Yeah.
average team. Coached by a former Gator and Swanee player. Matt Jackson.
Matt Jackson's coaching. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Swanee went to the state championship game. He was there.
Yeah.
That being said, Trinity has not really beaten anyone outside of their classification this year. They beat Riverside. I'll take Lincoln to win on the road. Trinity.
Okay.
I like Lincoln as well.
I was gonna pick Lincoln too, but I
was going to take Trinity.
No. Well, I thought you might because they're playing at home.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, I gotta be smart. I'd take Lincoln too.
Okay.
I don't trust Trinity.
And that's it.
That's it.
We'll
Okay.
have Mike's results this week.
We'll see how I do.
We'll see how we do. We'll see how we all do coming
I
up.
think me and Mike will know one game. We're different.
Okay.
That's Oakleaf and
He forced me to take Trenton, so no.
Oakleaf and Ed White. You picked Ed White.
I
think
took Ed White. You have Oakley. Yeah, that's
Should be a
right.
good game, though.
We have 2 differences. Yeah,
Marty.
I took Trenton and I took Ed White.
Y'all took the same exact picks.
Really? No. He took Lafayette. I
Yeah.
took Trenton.
Yeah, we differed on the.
Oh, you did take
I
Trenton.
took Lafayette.
Yeah, I told you you could. Give
Oh,
me Trenton.
okay, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
you give me Trenton. Okay. Anyway, all right, that's going to do it for this week. We'll be back next week, hopefully on 2 computers. But this has been interesting. My thanks to Mike. Very informal gathering here tonight. Mike Ridaught, which you can check out at MainStreetDailyNews.com. Also, you can hear him on Friday nights, 106.9 IM Country, with the game of the week. This week, Eastside and Sandalwood, which will be 6:30 kick.
Yep, 6 o'clock pregame.
Early pregame this week.
No football tomorrow night. You got volleyball, right?
Yeah, I'll be at the Santa Fe or St. Francis Catholic Oak Hall.
I'll be at football tomorrow night. You can hear that at MainStreetDailyNews.com. It'll be Williston and GHS 6:45 pregame.
Nobody's
7
going to
o'clock.
Santa Fe?
No, they're at Crystal River.
Yeah.
No.
Football.
Football.
I don't know. I guess not. But all right, we'll talk to you next week, 8 to 9, hopefully around that area. Sorry we're a little bit late tonight. Coming up, college football gridiron report for Corey Davis, from Mike Ridaught. I'm Marty Pallman saying so long, good night. You've been watching the high school football gridiron report here on North Florida Sports Talk or North Florida Football Talk. Good night from start. Oops.
It don't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they end up